What's going on, everyone? Welcome to a brand new movie review. Today I'm going to be discussing 2019's reimagining of Pet Sematary. And if you guys are new here, consider hitting that like and subscribe button right down there for all early movie reviews and geeky content. Plus, you guys can also go over to Sandwich on Films for any ways of seeing films early like this. Sematary, of course, is about Dr. Lewis Creed and his beautiful wife, Rachel, who happen to relocate from Boston to the creepy ass Maine that happens to be like every Stephen King nightmare ever dreamed up happens to happen there. So I don't know why people keep moving there. Bring their two children and they move to a secluded place where they can take things slow. But it just happens that there's a deep, dark, mysterious thing that lives in their backyard that might be called Pet Sematary. Some background history. I've never really grown on Pet Sematary. I actually just got the book tonight because they gave it us for free, so I've never read the book. I actually plan on reading it now because I'm really intrigued with this whole mythology and everything within the world. I actually just watched the original for the first time just a couple of days ago to kind of understand what I'm getting into. And taking away from the original, that is definitely a film that I walked out. It's fine. It's good. There's some good atmospheric tones to it, but I watched it and I was like, this is a film that could definitely benefit from a remake. Actually got me a little bit more excited walking into this one, and I gotta say, overall, I was entertained with this film, but I found myself walking out just a bit disappointed. That sucks because I'm a big horror guy. I'm a huge horror fanatic. I want to be scared, and I just didn't find myself getting scared at all within this movie. It doesn't mean that there's not good things to this film. In fact, this is a pretty solid film. There's a lot of good moments to it, and in fact, the last 30 minutes is excellent. I would actually go, in fact, to say the last third act is excellent of this film. They do a lot of twists and changes from the book and the original source material that I do not want to give away, but my god, I loved what they had embraced within that last third act, that it really blew me away. That is exactly what I wish the rest of the film would have been. Because as that last third act had felt like it had a soul, the rest of the film didn't. It actually felt very bland. I understand that Stephen King's stories usually aren't just about the horror. It's about other subgenres put into it. It has a coming-of-age feel to it. Pet Sematary deals with a lot of grief and loss themes, but it's overall just a drama that has horror thematics to it. Drama story within Pet Sematary just feels very lacking. It feels, again, like it has no soul. Now, it's something that I wish the film would have embraced a little bit more. There's a lot of mythology in this movie that I think they could have touched on or even expanded on more than what they did within this movie, that they actually expanded on from the original, but I think they could have gone a little bit deeper into, even gotten us more into the love of the family, because this film in the beginning just feels a little bit montagey. It sequences through a lot of the stuff with this family, and I'll even go as far to say I've always thought this about the story, is that they focus on Lewis, who I've never thought they should focus on. He's a good character, but the most intriguing character is Rachel. Her whole backstory with Zelda, which Zelda is like one of the creepiest things ever come to any horror thing. I wish they would focus more on Rachel, though, because I think there's a lot of backstory to her and a lot of things that she's already dealt with, grief and loss, and I think understanding her character more and putting her into the frontal role would actually make the film better. I wish they would have done this in this one again, too. I know in the source material it's the same way, but still, they changed some stuff from the source material in this one, and I think this is another thing that they should have added as well. And while I'm on the topic of Rachel, I gotta give a big shout out to Amy Semet's performance. She was great. Out of every actor and actress in this film, she was probably the top-notch best. But another one that's pretty good is Jetta Lawrence, who plays Ellie, the youngest daughter of the family, and my god, she is, for child performance, this is pretty bar none really good. Lithgow obviously gives a great performance, and Jason Clarke always gives a good performance as well. Once, I was actually surprised to see that they didn't focus so much on Judd. I actually think he's one of the most intriguing characters in the original film, and they do give a little bit more stuff for John Lithgow to do. Actually expand a little bit more on the elements of the mythology of the ritual site and of just Pet Sematary in general. Add a lot of different thematics to it that actually expand and make you understand more of the certain sequences that go on that the original film did not touch on. Which again, were all things that I really much embraced. They weren't the main focus of the film again. They focused on a lot of the dramatic elements of the family, and just overall just feels super bland at times. I found myself just getting bored, and I don't like to say that, but I just sat there like, okay, let's get to the next scare. Okay, where's Church the cat? who really, I do have to give a shout out to the directors. They didn't focus on jump scares, which I know when you have a cat and loud ass trucks that just fly by really fast, there's a tendency to use those to scare and amp up the audience. It really used the surrounding elements of atmosphere and sound design, especially there's a lot of sound design with Zelda in this film that it's gonna keep me up for the rest of the day. I mean, there's some sounds creaking in my room right now as I'm doing this review, and it's kind of already creeping me out a little bit. Wish there was more elements of that. That is what had me so invested in the film. Those were the great things of this movie, and a lot of that really just happens in the back half of the movie. I guess I can be happy about. You know, it starts decently, gets pretty good, and then by the end, it's a great, fun, entertaining time for sure. I was entertained all the way through. There's no doubt about that. I embraced a lot of the changes that they made, and I had fun with them. I thought they were for the better, but in the middle of the story, in any of the moments where it's not getting to those, I wasn't particularly invested with what was going on. I didn't really care about Lewis at all, and I wish they would have just focused on Rachel. Sematary by no means is a bad film. It is a good made film that I wish would have just contained a little bit more scares, or at least a story that I felt more invested in. When I say all that stuff, it's crazy because I liked a lot, but I just felt like it was lacking something. I can't put my tongue on it, but I just feel like something was missing. So with all that said, I'm gonna give Pet Sematary a C+. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this film. Did you guys like it? Did you hate it? I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts because I'm hearing some people that hated it, some people liked it, some people loved it. I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts, so let's comment down below. Let's talk about it down there. Thank you guys again so much for watching this video, and of course, until next time, stay classy.